Hello. Oh, this camera's a bit. Hi, oops. Oh well. Hey everybody, how we doing? Let's just go into the charts. Who's in here today? That's a bit better. Why am I like off center and too high? I guess it's because I'm on the treadmill again and I adjusted my camera for like the sitting stuff, but it's cool. It's cool. Might just something like that. I don't know. Eric McNeils, welcome. Samoyed coin. Interesting. Fredo, welcome. Nudge, welcome. Hostile Power, welcome. Kalechi, Agucha, welcome. Cake, welcome. How's the short? Still holding it for now. There's a little hedge. But yes, I'm mega long right now, so very happy with that. And yeah, it's been really nice price action today, so I can't believe I'm at the charts again. I don't really know what else to discuss, so hands up who was here this morning. If we've got anybody in the chat that was here this morning, give some hype in the chat. I need to move my treadmill to this side a bit so that then I'm more centered, because I'm way off center. Yoingy. There we go. I'm a little bit more on center now. Slightly better. Kalechi was here this morning. I know Hostile Power was. I know Cake was. I know a few of you are. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, I find it crazy that you guys tune in and watch me chat shit for like literally hours every day. You spend so much of your life listening to me when you could be doing anything else with your life. But I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I massively appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. All 40 of you so far. So please do hit the like button. And hopefully, as we are streaming, we will manage to get a few new viewers. A few new viewers along the way. So if anyone new does join, if you are new to the channel, please say hello. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and an interesting fact about you. So tell me what's your name, where you're from, and an interesting fact about you. And I'm sure the rest of the guys in the chat will give you a warm welcome, or call you names and be very mean. But they love you already, so it's all good. Everybody is on the treadmill now. I love it. Hey, they are. We got to keep fit. I mean, I've already been in front of the computer for like 8-10 hours today already. So if there is any excuse to get a few extra steps in whilst doing one of these, I don't do the treadmill on the morning streams, but when we have these evening ones that are a little bit more degenerate, then treadmill out is a good way to do it. VWAP, because we fancy you. Thank you. Thank you. Thousands of dollars is at stake. Thank you for the live stream. Hi, I'm Sir Lord Negrus, the IV. Welcome, Sir Lord Negrus, the IV. All right. So let's get into it. We've had some really good move up on CPI data today. So, of course, what we had from earlier on, I can bring this up on the little screen right now, is here was your CPI. it came in lower than forecast. And the markets loved that, right? So core CPI month on month, only 0.2%. It was forecast to 0.3. CPI month on month, flat. It was forecast to be a 0.1% increase. And CPI year on year, 3.3%. It was forecast to be 3.4%. And the markets loved it. So whilst we were expecting maybe the more of the volatility to have come during FOMC, which is what we've got coming up in just about 20 minutes time, then yeah, the market had a really good move up. Based off of that, we hit both targets from this morning's live stream. So we were talking about there was the two opportunities, okay? Either just go long because the market looked good and we were looking for a move up, or what we would hope to have seen was maybe a move down into these lows and then get this move up to get these targets. Now that never happened and we didn't get the dip, but really good opportunities to go long. And yes, I am in many longs right now after buying the dip yesterday, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, stacks, ordinals, and a couple of other trades that I had just going at the same time. Doge, for example, coming down into some nice areas of support as well there. So this has been really good. It's been similar situation on Ethereum. Okay, we had spoken about this scenario. We were expecting to get the move down to 3,400, and that is precisely what has happened. We have seen the move down to 3,400. We have then had the bounce that has recovered all of yesterday's move. It doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. All right, if you do zoom out, we have seen stuff like this happen before. And it doesn't mean that we're just going to cruise to all-time highs at this stage, although I'd love it if we did go and create a new all-time high. But a really decent bounce, recovering the entirety of yesterday's move already so far. It does look pretty strong. So previous times when we have done that, okay, we had, of course, that low that got put back in here. We recovered the whole move and then got continuation higher. This dip here recovered the move, and this made that deep retrace. So this doing something like this and then getting that continuation. And we've seen consistently throughout this whole range, every time there is an impulsive move, apart from this one here, really, isn't it? Everything else has eventually been retraced. So we do have to be aware of that. Okay, it is a news wick. We do have, from the news wick, it was just pure buying that happened after that, completely one-sided trading activity, which leaves us with a wickless candle down here. All right, and that being at 12:30, so that is on the 30-minute time frame. We do have that wickless candle down there, and that's also given us a TPO ledge with some single prints that we can look to trade into a little bit later on. What we also had on the 4-hour was a similar situation here, where we had this wickless 4-hour candle, which we were saying there's a high probability the price comes and takes that out and at least tests back into this area today, which is precisely what we've seen. So we've hit take profit 1, we've hit take profit 2, and at this stage it really is just a case of seeing how much higher this can go if we are going to get that continuation that will take us new all-time highs, which will bring Bitcoin back in line with what we're seeing from legacy markets anyway. So NASDAQ today, new all-time high, like a massive new all-time high. I'm going to take this off of my chart, but look at the size of that candle. And this was what we had on the CPI print today. This is one of the biggest 4-hour candles that we've had in an incredibly long time. So, I mean, realistically, you're looking all the way back to, I mean, for price discovery, like a candle like this, we haven't seen one that has really looked like this for ages. Every time that it has made a high, it's like been like a little mini one, little mini high, and then just grind up, and this has been like big impactful candle, which is a clean break of all-time highs, you would say. So it does look very bullish. Equities look very bullish. The ES looks very bullish again, making an all-time high, clean break of that and getting that continuation. But we will have to see how this goes, and let's see if we can get Bitcoin, crypto, following on with that and joining this macro bull run that we are seeing as we go into the summer and into, of course, elections later in the year, where we were expecting it to be pretty bullish anyway. Not sure too much else to say, just based off of the chart as I see it right now. I've covered everything in the morning updates and everything, so we're just gonna see what happens during FOMC, and yeah, see if there's any trades that we can take. Alright, Glyph, worth having stop loss set on all in profit or take all profit now? Well, I mean, so if we're talking about this move, it's certainly wise to have taken profit on it, because it's done everything that you'd want to see it do at this stage, and you had a really nice trade off of that. So if you were long from yesterday, I'd say taking profit's good. I wouldn't say you need to take all profit. This is like, I like to let winners run, and if you've got a winner, you can let it run. Don't worry about if the UPNL comes back down, as long as you're paying yourself from that trade. When you have a trade like this, which does mark a significant reversal and move back towards the highs, and with short positions, you've got to be a bit like, because we are in a bull market essentially, okay? These moves down have been short-lived, and we have been bullish for quite some time. But if you've got a long and you've managed to catch a nice long from a nice low, what you don't want to do is end up closing it fully here and then having to buy back higher, and then you're forced to be like, ooh, where's the next dip going to come? Because they're not happening all that often, right? Even when we do get the dips, they're not that frequent, and we do keep making new highs afterwards. So I'd let it run. What I did yesterday was I compounded a long that I'm still holding from back at the beginning of May, compounded that long here at 61k, and then compounded again yesterday. So I end up with an average that's around about 63 right now, and I'm just letting that go. Like, I'm very confident that we're going to be seeing 80k, 90k, 100k over the next few months, and I don't really want to think about it too much. I don't want to overthink that. So that's my strategy at the very least for this. And then when I'm taking shorts against that trade, then I want to add, where's my position gone? When I'm taking shorts against that trade, they're generally shorter shorts, right? Long longs, short shorts. So if you're taking long longs and short shorts, you're probably okay. Do you think indicators matter today? No. No, all you need is an eye, a brain, some horizontal lines, and you can be profitable. Look at my chart. They're all just horizontal lines based on different levels of liquidity, areas of high interest, so high time frame levels, daily closes, weekly closes, monthly closes, mark off where liquidity is, mark off where there are gaps, all of which are horizontals. When you look at volume, okay, you mark off your, I guess you could call this it's not an indicator at all, actually. It's not, it's just data. So I think data matters, but horizontals, again, you know your value area high, you know your value area low, you know your point of control, you know where there is volume. Indicators aren't going to give you anything, they always lag. So with any indicator, and this being indicator like an oscillator, like an RSI, like a MACD, like a what else? What else are there? I don't really know what other indicators there are. That market cipher thingy, they lag. So they will print data based on what price is doing, whereas a leading thing will be like, okay, look, there is liquidity here, and using order flow, you can tell if there's momentum, if momentum is building, if there's a loss of momentum, if there's anything like that going on, and you can get in front of what the market is doing and understand what the market is doing. The indicators, the oscillators, all of those kind of things will only tell you the information once it's already happened. So yeah, they're not good. Get them off of your charts. Like, I have them, Okay, and I have them. The reason why I have indicators on there, although I don't check it often, is because if I'm doing analysis, like I like to know roughly where we are. I like to know if there has been any divergence that's formed that I may have missed, that I may not be aware of, or if the market comes into an area where I'm like, okay, how is this looking? Can I build some confluence to my idea? And that's what we did when we had these lows down at 57K, as we had those 4-hour divergences. But it's an RSI. Okay, that's the most of an indicator I really use. The most of an oscillator that I really use is an RSI. I do quite like an RSI. It's quite nice. That's it. Value area strategy from value area high to value area low of like 72%, isn't it? What do you mean? Do you mean like win rate 72%? Or do you mean like value area? So I take my value area as 68%. On here it's 70, 68, either or. I'm not sure what you're saying with that. VWAP, don't think CPI would send BTC as much as it did, to be honest. No, exactly. Why buy crypto when Apple and Nvidia are pumping more than altcoins? All right, Hostile Power. All right. We're still here to talk crypto, though. Dump and pump is vomming. Do you mean coming? I got Ondo, Stacks, Cast, Brett on bottoms. Good. Some are closer. The others will likely take me out. Luke, you panicked yesterday, don't you? No. I mean, I was watching price and I was a little bit like, ooh. At one stage, I was slightly under on some of my positions. I posted this on Twitter. I had a little alert that was like, you spent 34 minutes in the high stress zone today. So, although today I had the thing to say I've spent, it's because I didn't have 1 hour 14 minutes in high stress zone. But I haven't been stressed today. I just, yeah. But no, I wasn't panicking. I was fairly chill. That would be the window cleaners. That is what caused my stress today, was the window cleaners and the noisy dogs whilst I was trying to record a video and do a live stream. Where do I see the speech? The speech is still another 40 minutes away. So we have the FOMC data, we have the federal funds rate that comes out in 10 minutes. And then half an hour after that, we will have Powell going live, which could be very interesting. And we'll see what he has to say. I don't know if I'm going to stay live for the whole thing. We'll see. Like, we've had enough fun today. I did 2 hours this morning, then I did another 2 hours in the trading room where we had some fantastic trades. We gambled. We really did gamble this. I know Hostile Power took a good long it's almost like we made too much money. Collectively made too much money on this pump today. And some of the guys, when we were doing the trading room earlier on, some of the guys are running like eval accounts, and I'm doing a new eval as well. And it's like made too much money on the move, so then had to make losses in order to just balance things out. Because if you make too much, because it's like if you're trading on some prop firms, you've got to trade like 2 days, and 1 day can't be more than 50% of your profit, and so on. And if you want to get a payout, this is the other thing, like if you're trading on like Apex or whatever, if you have 1 day that's an outlier, they're not going to end up paying you. So then you have to realize some losses just to balance out your day. So we had one of those days where we made too much money today, which is good. But yeah, live again now, so I'm a little bit tired, but it's cool. Oh my god, Lucifer. Hi Luke, I saw your altcoin video and I agreed. Sold all my alts after watching your video. I'm happy I won't get fooled now. Went all into Nvidia now. Uh-oh. I'm sure you're joking. But no, it wasn't meant to be all like doom and gloom altcoins. It was just about it's the facts, right? We are in a very, very saturated market right now. Attention is elsewhere, and it's going to take a lot for altcoins to get back to their how they were in previous cycles, and it may never happen again. So I think that just the importance of doing your own research now, making sure you are betting on the right projects is massively, massively important, because I don't think there's going to be like an easy mode where altcoins just all go up at once anymore. There's so many alts fighting for your attention, and only the really good ones are going to survive. So not meant to be like super bearish on it, because I still have alts. I love to trade alts. They're my favorite things to trade still, but you do have to be quick on taking profits with them. Are you going to take any short positions after we sweep those previous highs? I had a little like hedge short that was at the weekly open. I still have that, because it's just like balancing some of my long. No, I think if we come and take these highs, we've got all of these single prints to move into as well. So then we'd be looking at targets higher. We're back above value area. Where are we if we look at this on spot? You got your value area high up on this monthly. Honestly, I'd be looking back to 71 again, rather than just sweeping these highs. And then maybe short if we end up closing, similar to what happened the other day, right? Where there was a short. So if we have a 4 hour that moves above here, closes below, then that could be quite good. Draw fixed range for last 30 days, value area high. Last 30 days. What's the date today? 12th of June. So we'll go back to 12th of May. What, like these lows here? Yeah, value area high, high volume node, up at that monthly level. Looks good. Value area high is the same if we look at the whole range as well. The month before June is not May. Eh? What is it then? $30 days. No, I thought you were talking about this. Like, go from here. Look, if you go back 30 days, it's May. Why didn't you just say, look at the monthly value area high? 30 days is May. You go back 30 days, it was May. Mate, why are people trying to confuse me today? This happened in the morning stream. Hey, 17th of May. All right. Why didn't you just say the double range? 17th of May. Let's draw a fixed range from around here. Value area high. We're right on it. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Is that what you... I've got to ignore chat. You're confusing me, guys. Why are you telling me to do something that just shows you where price is right now anyway? Let me have some water. Where's this bloody data coming out? 2 minutes to go. I just dribbled on myself. We had a full rotation in 2 days. But then that delirium. Yeah, delirium. Stop spamming. Other people, come on. We gotta someone else talk. And also with this, look, what the hell are you doing? Everybody, chat, wake up, likes, let's get them up. Please. And then let's take a look at what's coming up next over here. We got a minute to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Is price moving? Let's just look at what we know it's going to come in flat. There we go, it's flat. Dump! Nasdaq. Oh, that was a great opportunity for to go long then. I'd be tempted to long this. Let's take a bit of profit on this short. Before it ends up pumping again. I think we're probably going higher. I think that was just a little run some stops and then we're going to move higher. So I am going to make sure I'm taking profit on this short. But just so you guys know, just so you know, this is the short that I have. 69,404, so it wasn't even a particularly good entry, but you just skim a little bit off, knowing that we're likely to see a bit of volatility here, and then let my long run again. Oh, bounce the VWAP. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, this is good, guys. This looks nice. This looks nice for a bouncy. Very nice for a bouncy. Let's go higher. I hope no one got stopped on that because we're about to launch. I hope. So if your stop loss just got hit, oops. Are we going to launch? Come on. I've closed my short now, so I just want to... April 2021 vibe. Zoran was right. Who's Zoran and what happened in April 2021? April 2021. What significance does that have? I'm guessing this is probably some kind of troll. April 2021. Oh, right. Yeah, you think we've topped? No. Nah. How's NQ doing? Considering just a little long on the Nasdaq here. So I quite like what I'm seeing there, just the recovery of this. We get this. See if it can make another high as we go towards the end of the day. Looks reasonable. What's ETH? That's nice from Ethereum. So ETH BTC back down here, but we're keeping things real clean on Ethereum, which is exactly what you want to see. So a decent dip, no imbalance left on the chart there. That's looking healthy. We're in a trending day. You would absolutely expect this VWAP to act as support and for us to go a little bit higher, but we'll see what happens. This does start changing market structure, then that's when you maybe look at retracing the move that we've just retraced. And having to look for shorts again. But what does the data say? It's flat. 5.5, no increase, which is what we expected. The more interesting stuff's going to be the press conference itself. So generally with FOMC, you get a little like spike that just takes out both sides of the market. You get a bit of volatility. Unless there's anything unexpected. Let's say if they cut rates, the market would be like, oh my god! And then it would shit itself either like up a lot or down a lot. Probably down a lot regardless. If anything happens that's unexpected with FOMC, it will probably like dump because the market's just like, whoa, hey, we're not ready for that. But yeah, the press conference is going to be more telling for what we're going to see. So it just depends on his stance, on Powell's stance, whether they're thinking like, I mean, inflation data today was good. So you would imagine he'd come out fairly dovish and thinking that things are looking pretty good right now. But yeah. But yeah, if you've been looking for a dip to buy into, this could be a good opportunity. If we're holding VWAP here, this could be a good opportunity. I'm going to take off these standard deviation bands just so it's a little bit cleaner. Of course, we could reverse the whole thing. There is always the possibility that that can happen. Because we had such one-sided price action on the move up, all right, the market may seek to come back into that area and to test that. But VWAP holding is decent. Let's just keep holding it for now. See if it can hold support. Hold it as support. And get a little bit of continuation higher. Data says exactly as predicted, yes. Candles don't lie. Would like us to come a little lower to the 1 hour OB and fill the imbalance below it, then push up. Yeah, I mean, we could see some like, I mean, we always knew it was going to cause some volatility. So you're saying to the 1 hour, what? So like BART the BART and then BART back up again. You got BART 1, BART 2, BART 3, go. Boom. Boom. That would be so cool. This is the almost like what we said during this morning's stream, that if we could see a move up, retrace at that stage, because you're going to get confluence here. Yeah. So if we do push back down, you're going to be coming back into an area where there is good value for long positions again, because we don't really have good value for longs. This retrace may not have even come down as far as the 382. It hasn't. It hasn't even come down as far as the 382 here. So could be a good chance there if it holds. I would imagine VWAP holds us up, and then we're maybe looking a little bit later on, at least for a bounce, maybe to take out these highs. See what happens there. And something like that. But yeah. Hansler, I answered this last time. The speech. Fear. Just search Google. Like if you like search on YouTube. Federal Reserve. YouTube, the Federal Reserve. And then you can find it. But I'll probably throw the speech up on here and we can watch the speech as we're getting some price action, and we can see how it correlates. This is the speech. I am the speech. Same speech as always, yeah. Well, the speech is going to be like this. Let me find this. I'll show you guys. It's going to be one of... So, we can play the Jerome Powell drinking game. Saw this posted on Twitter earlier. I don't know who posted it, so I can't credit them. I just saw it and I just stole it. But, right, what we've got... So, of course, we have different banks. So, like the federal funds rate is based off of what is like smaller data points as well. So, I don't know the details of how FOMC economic projections. We'd have to have a look at what these are saying. But essentially, if you're looking at like a higher percentage probability of cuts, it looks like it's going to be fairly good for the ES, for gold, for then dollar down. So risk on. That's if you take a dovish stance. So what we'd expect Powell to say in this instance when he goes live is, in recent months, there has been further progress towards the committee's 2% inflation objective. Committee expects it will soon be appropriate to reduce the target range, with inflation moving substantially towards 2%. And then, if you look in neutral, he's going to say, in recent months there has been a lack of further progress, and the committee does not expect it will be appropriate. And then if he's hawkish, and if he wants to dump the market, he'll say, we're open to adjust the target range either up or down. Which basically means, yeah, we might be raising rates again. F you guys. So I thought this was quite interesting. So if he wants to pump the dollar, he'll say this. If he wants to pump stocks, he'll say this. If he doesn't want to create too much tension, he'll say we're seeing a lack of progress, but we still have the objective. So let's see. If he says we're making progress, or if he says they're making progress, expect further upside. Maybe. If he says there's a lack of progress, but they're keeping their forecast the same, choppy. And if he says, we might need to readjust our forecasts, then dumpy time. The 71,980 SFP missed on Coinbase but hit on most perps. Normally you come back to fix. You are correct. You are very correct. That SFP right there, we did miss it. And when that happened, I did say I do expect perps to come, spot to come back and take it. Now, obviously it hasn't at this stage, but I still have an alert up there that hasn't triggered. Do you think autism is helpful in trading? I don't know. Less important to take the highs on spot versus perps than to take the low on spot. But yes. Yeah, I mean, because the move was already ongoing, like, spot didn't... This is the thing, yeah, when... What you're not going to do on spot is you're not going to, like, trap long positions or run stop losses. It's just general, like, supply and demand around there. So if there wasn't any continued demand, it doesn't need to push up to take the highs. So yeah, I understand from that perspective, whereas on perpetuals, you need to take liquidity in order to get those moves, right? Spot, you don't really need to do that. But yes, on spot, it's important you take lows because you have to test demand, because you have to test if there is people willing to buy Bitcoin at that price. Gee, I just saw that comment and then you deleted it. But that is another thing. Like, if you, I get this, and I have had this on a couple of occasions, especially when we had like little flash crashes recently. More so with altcoins, where you might have, let's say you were long here, right? Let's say you're taking a long and your stop loss was here and you're aiming for these highs. When you get, okay, let's not say it was there, let's say it was there. Sometimes you do get like wicks down that won't trigger your stop loss because the mark price will never get to that, and it just is thin books that create those moves. And that's why sometimes you see these like bigger wicks, you see these bigger SFPs when you have perps trading. That's the short I was in, by the way. I didn't bother with this invalidation that was here, but just held it as a hedge. Now taking profit. Okay, here's this comment again. If you trade perps and you place your perp stop loss based on index price, would it mean in your perps position it would not trigger your stop loss? Yeah, potentially. Potentially, but the index price or the mark price or the index price, usually you would go on if the spot price didn't. Yeah, but you're not. Yeah. It just because Coinbase didn't take the high, like they use, yeah, his stop loss would have been hit on those, I would have thought. But I don't know, I wasn't sure at that point, so I wasn't sure. I mean, I wasn't short before that point in order to know if the stop got hit. I was short afterwards. I shorted the top two. Where is it? Can I see it on here? Where is my short? This was when I... Yeah, there were those highs. That was the short I took. Spot didn't take the high, could still come back for it later, but easy short anyway. And gave the little alert for everyone that was in the crew. So that was when we had this high up here. It was very nice. Let's check in on some of the altcoins. What's going on over here? Fox Physique joined the group today. Must say it's insane value. Just been working through their educational content. You need to plug it more. Worth a hell of a lot more. Highly recommend. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. We do work hard to provide like good information. We are working on a better format for the educational content, and that's something that we hope will be ready to release fairly soon. But yeah, welcome to the crew. I'm very, very happy that you're finding it to be good value. I hope you did you take part in the trading room earlier? That would have been cool. That was a good trading room. So yeah, thank you. And if anyone is interested in joining the crew as our educational community, then please do go and visit tauruscrypto.com, and you can join the crew by clicking on the sign here. You can learn a little bit more about our community by looking at the website. If you join the crew, sorry for the brightly colored page, we'll make that dark. Then you can go to wop.com/tauruscrypto. And yeah, you can join the membership that away. And we have within there, okay, we do trading rooms on a daily basis. So although I've done these live streams today, I've also done 2 hours of trading. We traded CPI live. We traded the New York Open live. We've got fantastic analysts, mentors, coaches within there, not just myself. There's a whole community of really, really very, very good traders, many of which are probably better traders than myself. So yeah, you look at the trading chat and the value that you can find within there, it is fantastic. So you've got people that are just like, I'm not the most disciplined trader in the world. Like I never pretend that I am. I'm not one of those that's like deeply mechanical and massively analytical with things. I just go with my gut quite often, and it works for me. But I'm also, it's amazing to have people that can see things that you don't see. Amazing analysis that's going on in here within the chat from the likes of French Bull, Randall, Cake, Delirium, Fugazi, and then we've of course got the community. We have Legacy Market chat that's on fire. We got Burnsy in there. We got King Try. We got Trowley. We got CSDC. We got Odinson. We got Liquify. We got all these fantastic traders who have been around the community for a long time. They understand the way that we like to trade. And yeah, there's always really, really good confluence in there. Hostile Power, of course. Legend. I'm missing a load of people, but yeah, really, really great. Tons of educational content in there as well. And we're always on hand to answer any questions that you may have. So, yeah, why am I looking at Bonk? Why am I looking at Bonk? I wanted to check out what Stacks was doing before we start the conference, which is in 8 minutes. I wanted to check out where Stacks was, because I'm long. Oh, look at that! Beast! Stacks still flying. This is, of course, one of the trades I shared yesterday. So we're now up, what, how much from our entry? 20% up from yesterday on Stacks. Throw leverage into the mix. Woo, beautiful. So that was really nice. That was a nice trade. Where's my stacks trade? Let's bring this up on screen. Yeah! So that's stacks. Opened yesterday. This was, yeah, June the 11th afternoon. So averaged into this, averaged into it. I didn't catch like the exact low, but I was aiming to catch the exact low. So we'll keep that on screen so we can brag about that. No, but this is another one alerted yesterday within the chat. And then Audi was another one. Hanzali, you laugh a lot, but I love you. I mean, I gotta pass the time somehow, because there's only so much you can talk about price action, so. And I have been talking all day. And I am really ADHD, so I just get distracted easily. And I end up chatting shit. Set limits on stack spot after you mentioned it, but did not drop 1 cent since then. Oh no. Set limits below low till POC 0 fills. That's unfortunate. VWAP giving a decent balance here, by the way, on BTC. We love a good VWAP. We do love the VWAP. And also, that long on ANQ is doing pretty good. Can you take a look at LFT USDT? Yes, of course. If anyone else wants me to look at some altcoins, do ask. I may or may not look at them. If you really want me to look, if you really want me to look at them, then you got to super chat for them, because yeah, that's the polite thing to do. I ain't your bitch. I'll look at what I want to look at. But if you pay me, I will be your hoe. Fuck. This is really interesting. This is really interesting where this is. So 786 retrace. Fuck's sake. OB. Money can buy everything. I mean, to an extent. To an extent. If you do tip me, I'm like a stripper. I'll dance for you. I'll dance on the charts for you. Paulius, now that's something you're going to need to tip for. I'm not checking the Cardano chart. No way. A Cardano chart is a tip of at least $6.69 or $6.90 or $69. I'm not looking at that piece of shit unless you pay me. So get your super chat out, then I'll take a look at it. LFT. It's kind of interesting here. I don't know what it is. We can have a look at what it is. LFT, is there time? 3 minutes to go. LFT. Life form. Weird. Lifeform.cc. Ugh. Ugh. What the hell is this? What an awful website. What is it? What is it? Who are these guys? KOL partners. Yeah, I do not know what that is. I can't even tell what it is. It looks horrible. Navigating the new era with your Web3 passport, Lifeform Universal Domain. Join Star Legend and activate your resonators to... What? I don't know. Weird. But there's a chart. It's cheap. So make your own decision on that. Right, Pal's going live. Let's go find him. What's he got to say about the world? Federal Reserve. When he goes live, I will I'll bring it up on the screen. Here we go. Where's my music? See what the old man has to say. Could have kept the music rolling, couldn't I? Because there's nothing going on yet. Let me bring this up again and see if he says any of this stuff.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy has made considerable progress toward both goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has come into better balance with continued strong job gains and a low unemployment rate.
So this is a dovish speech.
Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to 2.7%, but is still too high. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal in support of a strong economy that benefits everyone. Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. We are maintaining our restrictive stance of monetary policy in order to keep demand in line with supply and reduce inflationary pressures. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. Although GDP growth moderated from 3.4% in the fourth quarter of last year to 1.3% in the first quarter, private domestic final purchases, which excludes inventory investment, government spending, and net exports, and usually sends a clearer signal on underlying demand, grew at 2.8% in the first quarter, nearly as strong as the second half of 2023. Growth of consumer spending has slowed from last year's robust pace, but remains solid. And investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from its anemic pace last year. Improving supply conditions have supported resilient demand and the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to slow from last year's pace, with a median projection of 2.1% this year and 2.0% over the next 2 years. In the labor market, supply and demand conditions have come into better balance. Payroll job gains averaged 218,000 jobs per month in April and May, a pace that is still strong, but a bit below that seen in the first quarter. The unemployment rate ticked up, but remains low at 4%. Strong job creation over the past couple of years has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years. And
so he's just saying, so the speech he's giving is the dovish one. If we didn't have a positive CPI earlier, then we probably see this like price action moving up. The fact that we've essentially priced this in already is maybe why we're seeing a bit more choppiness here. Often you get a bit of volatility around the questions as well. The market reacts to the questions and the answers that are given. So it's a bit uneventful. Yeah, it's a dovish speech. He has that stance. He's saying things are positive, but
over the 12 months ending in April,
nothing
excluding the
much
volatile
otherwise,
food
actually.
and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. The Consumer Price Index, which came out this morning and tends to run higher than the PCE price index, rose 3.3% over the 12 months ending in May, and the core CPI rose 3.4%. The inflation data received earlier this year were higher than expected, though more recent monthly readings have eased somewhat. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households and businesses and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.6% this year, 2.3% next year, and 2.0% in 2026. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. In support of these goals, the committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%, and to continue reducing our securities holdings. As labor market tightness has eased and inflation has declined over the past year, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals have moved toward better balance. The economic outlook is uncertain, however, and we remain highly attentive to inflation risks. We've stated that we do not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range for the federal funds rate until we have gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. So far this year, the data have not given us that greater confidence. The most recent inflation readings have been more favorable than earlier in the year, however, and there has been modest further progress toward our inflation objective.
No, it was that one, wasn't it?
We'll need
It
to
was
see
this one.
more good
It was
data
this
to
one.
bolster our confidence that inflation is moving sustainably
He said does not
toward
expect it to be
2%.
appropriate.
We know that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress that we've seen on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks.
I'm bored. Okay, let's scrap that. Oh, wait, what's happening now? Now it's pumping. Okay, let's get him off the screen. And so it was interesting to see that. So he started off. I mean, I don't really care about this, but I just like it's nice to see how Price responded to what he was saying. So he started off with a very dovish stance, saying that there has been progress. But then the second part was like, do not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range. So he combined these two parts of the speech together. And I guess that's just ended up with net neutral price action, right? It's priced in anyway because we had CPI earlier. So, but yeah, net neutral, chop around a little bit, see what happens after that. It's election season. Yelling, pressing him not to do anything to hurt the economy right now. Yeah, of course. Of course. It would be unwise for him to start pushing any like weirdness and doing anything to upset what's going on, right? So yeah, choppy. Anyway, I think on that note, I'm probably just going to call it a day there. There may be some more volatility when questions come, if there's anything like that just makes an algo go, we want to buy or we want to sell. But I can't be bothered to watch it. It's late, done with trading for today. We're looking choppy. We're holding VWAP on Bitcoin. That's positive. We've had to move down into the single prints. Positive. So if we look on our TPO here, put the TPO on the chart. We did create these single prints earlier on. No, you're not going to work. Oh, I got to put this on this view. So we do have our single prints. We have tested them. Holding VWAP. We're on a trending day. I do still think we can be going and pushing for the highs. Same situation on NQ. Okay. It held the lows. We came into single prints. Held the lows. Gaps, whatever you call them. Holding here, long, aiming for the highs. Bitcoin, holding here, long, aiming for the highs. If we get them, cool. So this basically being the last trade of the day. And Bitcoin, if it can bounce here, then great. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope, I hope you've had a good day. And I don't know what to say at this stage anymore. I've been talking for like hours and hours and hours today, so I'm going to call it there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great evening, and I will see you in the next stream, which is tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I'll be here once again, giving you another market update. We'll see where we're at, and we'll have another chit chat once again then. So yeah.